Ever wanted to tell Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis to resign? Well, Thomas Kennedy did. He drops by to tell us about it. Check it out. Leave your comments, ding the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. So a day or two or three ago, I was reading Twitter, and there was this extraordinary guy down in Florida who was yelling at Ron DeSantis, the governor, "You should resign." I thought, whoa, who is this? Who is that masked man? I mean, he wasn't masked. Well, actually, I guess he was masked. But in any case, he used to run he was the legislative director for the Miami-based Florida Immigrant Coalition. Then he worked for Bernie Sanders' 2016 presidential campaign in Washington, D.C. back in 2016. And now Thomas Kennedy is the Florida state coordinator for United We Dream, unitedwedream.org. And I have been, looking for somebody from Florida who's really wired into the local politics down there to find out what the hell is going on in that state. Thomas Kennedy, welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you for having me. Super excited. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Thomas, and thanks for joining us. And tell us about, first of all, I want to find out what all about unitedwedream.org, but let's start with your confrontation with Ron DeSantis, the governor of your state. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I found out about this conference, just an hour before it was going to happen, because they announced them very late because they want to avoid the public going and holding them accountable. And I decided to just go and, exercise my First Amendment right and let them know what I think, because I'm fed up with the situation here in Florida. We're worse than we have ever been. 4 months, since the start of this pandemic, or at least when it bursted into the public consciousness. We are getting record or almost record cases every day. Dozens or hundreds of people are dying. 133 people died yesterday, 112 today. Small businesses are closing. People can't access their unemployment benefits. Tests are taking 1, 2, sometimes 3 weeks or more to get back. It's just a complete and total disaster what's happening. And the governor pretends like everything is fine. He manipulates data, and he needs to be challenged and confronted and held accountable.
Yeah. First of all, was there any consequence to you of yelling at your governor there in public? Did you get arrested or anything like that, or pushed out of the way, or did somebody come up and breathe on you? I mean, what happened?
Well, yeah. I mean, like the guy came to me. I don't know if he was some sort of staffer. I don't know what his role was, but he pushed me back all the way out. And you can see in the video, he pushed me back. I think I tell him that social distance or something like that, but he pushed me back. I didn't really resist. I stepped back as he was pushing me. And then once I was outside, he threatened me with arrest. And what I told him was look, you all gave me a credential. I walked in here, I asked for a credential, you all gave it to me. I have a right to be here, because he was like, this is private property, you're trespassing. And I was like, actually, I have a pass given by you guys. I just told him I'm here as a person who's represented by this governor to tell him that I don't agree with what he's doing, and they just let me go. I just left because I didn't want to escalate the situation further.
Yeah, I get it. We're talking with Thomas Kennedy, the Florida State Coordinator for United We Dream. Tell us about unitedwedream.org.
Yeah, so United We Dream is an amazing organization. We are the largest immigrant youth network in the country with over 500,000 members. We do advocacy on behalf of immigrant communities and progressive causes. And yeah, here in Florida, we're doing a ton of work around issue of immigration detention centers that are completely held unaccountable in terms of anything they do. But obviously, during this public health crisis, they are, they're a petri dish to these for this virus. The guards are coming in and out, spreading the disease. They're not giving protective equipment to the staff or the people in detention. And we're also doing work around, trying to get more access to testing for immigrants who, face all kinds of obstacles in terms of getting their results or even accessing the testing in and of itself.
The Supreme Court ruled that the Trump administration has to go back to running the DACA program, as it was envisioned, as it was created. So far, they haven't done that. Are you guys working on that issue too? And if so, or even if not, what do you know about it and where it's all going? What are you all hearing?
Yeah, United We Dream was part of something called the Home is Here Coalition, which is various organizations that came together to fight back against that the unjust effort to rescind DACA by the Trump administration. And we won that case, which was huge, unexpected, frankly, and such good news for hundreds of thousands of immigrant youth who their lives were in the balance, right, and they were living with daily anxiety every day. Obviously, we cannot trust the Trump administration to do the right thing. They frankly are rogue. They don't respect the branches of government. They don't respect the judicial power. And ICE, other immigration agencies, and frankly now USCIS are rogue agencies. So we are going to continue, obviously, advocating, mobilizing, organizing, working with other organizations, litigating, whatever we need to do to make sure that not just immigrant youth, but our whole immigrant community, immigrants in this country are protected, and that their rights and their humanity are upheld.
ICE has started holding training sessions for civilians who want to become, I guess, junior George Zimmermans, and where you can learn how to use weapons and how to beat people up and how to arrest people and stuff. The Washington Post a couple of months ago, I think it was a column by Thomas Edsel, as I recall, but I could be wrong. But in any case, there was an extensive article about how Trump, because of the nature of ICE, it's kind of a quasi-independent agency that was carved out of HHS, or out of DHS, but has a level of unaccountability that Trump has embraced this organization and basically turned them into his own Praetorian Guard, his own equivalent of the Schutzstaffel, the SS, and his kind of private police force. And now they're training civilians to go out and bust heads. I mean, this is like scary stuff. And most recently here in Portland, over the weekend, we had a guy who was shot in the face and got a broken skull and broken face bones. He's still in the hospital, extensive surgery. We're not even sure he knows, that his brain is working, that he knows who he is or where he is. I mean, I haven't heard the most recent, but he was confused, was the description I read in the paper on Sunday. And we had Senator Ron Wyden on about this on Monday, condemning this. But it turns out that the federal police that Trump sent to Portland, that Trump was bragging about yesterday, were largely these ICE guys. What are you guys seeing about this quasi-independent federal police force? What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I mean, this is just part of, the Trump administration's white supremacist agenda led by people like Stephen Miller to continue this war, these attacks on immigrants, right? And we've seen this just constant escalation of tactics such as this. Here in Florida, for example, in 2018, after they passed a bill that enhanced cooperation between local law enforcement and federal immigration authorities statewide, you saw something called the Warrant Service Officer Program that basically trained and deputized police officers in local jails to serve ICE warrants. And this is another step to that, where now they've actually just bypassed law enforcement completely, and they're just training and giving authority to everyday people to just basically do vigilantism, right?
Right.
And it's scary. And it's frankly fascist, right? And another reason as to why Trump is a menace to this country, a menace to to humanity, frankly, and needs to be repudiated.
And to democracy. We're talking with Thomas Kennedy, the Florida state coordinator for UnitedWeDream.org, who basically told Ron DeSantis to leave town. We only have 30 seconds, Thomas, before we hit a hard break here. What is the state of politics in Florida? Do you think that DeSantis is going to go down? Do you think that the state could go blue?
I'm not sure. He's not up for election until 2022. But what I can tell you is he used to be seen as sort of like a moderate, very popular governor with high approval ratings. That was, of course, not true. But this latest crisis has really dented his reputation, and people are very angry.